Hey everyone, I'm Shad Dales and welcome into our latest Trade to Black podcast. Today we're driving into a headline that's shaking up two of the biggest vice industries on the planet, booze and bud. Why? Well, the CEO of Brown-Forman, the company behind Jack Daniels, just admitted that marijuana legalization is putting real pressure on alcohol sales. Well. Yes, you heard that right. Something many cannabis consumers have known for a long time, but now it's public news, where weed is cutting into whiskey profits. So what does this mean for the future of both industries? Could cannabis actually overtake alcohol in the years ahead? Well, with that, let's dig into it. Let's first start with the moment that got everyone talking. During Brown-Forman's recent earnings call, CEO Lawson Whiting said the quiet part out loud, quote, "We are being pressured by cannabis legalization," end quote. And here we are. The statement came amid a disappointing earnings report, profits were down, and Whiting pointed directly to cannabis as a rising force stealing market share. So really, this wasn't some vague concern about the future. This was a top alcohol executive admitting in real time that marijuana is hurting business today. And here's the key. This isn't an isolated view. So with that, let's talk some numbers. In 2023, a report from a leading multinational investment bank called cannabis, quote, "a formidable competitor to alcohol." According to the report, nearly 20 million more Americans are expected to become regular cannabis users in the next 5 years. Meanwhile, alcohol is projected to lose a couple million drinkers over that same period. And marijuana sales in the US are projected to reach 37 billion by 2027. So let's put that into perspective. The US alcohol market currently sits at around 280 billion. So sure, cannabis still has a long way to go, but the growth curve is steep, while alcohol is showing signs of stagnation. And here's what's even more interesting. Younger consumers are driving the shift. Millennials and Gen Zs are drinking less. They're choosing cannabis for social use, sleep, anxiety, and recreation. So really, the stigma is gone. The regulation is loosening, and the alternatives to alcohol are multiplying. So really, the alcohol industry isn't watching this just happen. They're trying to pivot. And here are some examples. Molson Coors, they partner with cannabis companies in Canada. Also, Constellation Brands made a multi-billion-dollar bet on canopy growth 7 years ago. And AB InBev, the world's largest brewer, invested in cannabis drinks. But here's the catch. None of these bets have fully paid off. Why? Because federal prohibition still limits innovation. THC drinks remain a tiny fraction of the market, and big alcohol is struggling to figure out how to enter the space without regulatory risks. So instead, we're seeing hesitation. Traditional alcohol CEOs are now publicly voicing concern, not opportunity. It's a defensive posture, and really, that tells you something. Cannabis isn't just a passing trend, it's a real disruptor. So when we look at the investment side, for investors watching this space, here are a few key takeaways. One, long-term cannabis plays could eat into alcohol's dominance. As marijuana continues to expand state by state, expect more dollars to shift, especially in adult use markets like California, Michigan, and Illinois. Two, expect mergers and acquisitions. Alcohol companies may try to acquire licensed cannabis brands instead of building their own from scratch. The next wave could be a land grab for cannabis culture and IP. So important for cannabis companies to build brands, culture, and lifestyle. 3, watch for beverage crossovers. Once federal reform lands, THC-infused drinks could go mainstream, and alcohol giants will likely flood in. And 4, branding is key. Cannabis doesn't have to beat alcohol at volume, but it can win on experience, wellness, and community, and that's where future growth lives. So what's the bottom line here? If the CEO of Jack Daniels' parent company just confirmed what many in cannabis have felt for years, the industry is no longer an underdog. It's a legitimate growing threat to one of the oldest and most entrenched consumer markets in the world, which is alcohol. Cannabis isn't just taking shelf space, it's taking market share in hearts and minds, especially with the next generation of consumers. So let us know what your take is. Do you think cannabis will eventually outgrow alcohol in America? And should alcohol companies be worried or get involved? Drop your comments below. Let us know your thoughts and where you think this industry is going and how it will rival against alcohol in the coming years. We'd love to keep this conversation going, so let us us know your feedback. As usual, make sure to like this video, share it with your network, make sure to smash on that bell for all notifications. Greatly appreciate as well if you could subscribe to our channel. That's it for today, and like I always say, stay open-minded, stay connected, and I'll see you next time on our latest Trade to Black podcast. I'm your host, Shad Dales, and thanks again for watching.